Did you know that your salon may be losing over $30,000 a year? It's true. And if your immediate response is, wait, what? Then you're not alone. It's a major shock to any business to realize that they may be hemorrhaging even the slightest amount of cash, let alone into five figures. My name is Lori Obazinski. I'm the Director of Sales and Business Development for Rosy Salon Software. I'm here today to discuss the industry's growing problem that has the potential of financially hurting your business. It's true that every business has the potential to paying too much for operating costs, and the salon industry is certainly no different. Between rising fuel costs and stalled supply lines for everything from cleaning supplies to hair color to the perpetual increases in things like insurance, rent, utilities, and more, you end up paying more for everything that it takes to run your salon. But that's not what I'm talking about. The strain on your business is more of an opportunity cost, where circumstances prevent you or your team from earning money. I'm talking about late cancellations and no-shows, and here's why it's a problem. Let's just say the average ticket in your salon is $100, and you have only one opening on the schedule because of a last-minute cancellation or no-show per day. If your salon is open 6 days a week, that's going to be $600 a week or $31,300 annually in lost revenue. And then remember that you still have to pay your overhead for that portion of the day, so your actual losses are even higher. We've all heard every excuse in the book for a client's tardiness. From running late to meetings, to accidents, worse than usual traffic, even personal issues, the list goes on and on. If you're already using Rosy, I would recommend that you take a look at your cancellations report. This report is going to help you to identify just how much revenue you are losing due to these cancellations. Even with the best practices in place, which we're about to get to, there will still be that one client who just doesn't show up for their appointment. And as you know, no-shows and late cancellations are nearly impossible to fill last minute or recapture that loss financially. The empty chair or treatment room can cause a loss of momentum for your workday and cost your salon operating expenses and lost revenue. You might be able to fill the spot if your salon has a waiting list. Also, should you learn of a cancellation while working on another client, you want to consider talking with your guest about that new opening. You can avoid losing your momentum for the day and help make up any revenue by offering them some additional services. However, no-shows are in a whole other category. In most cases, we find that the client simply forgets their appointment or confuses the day and the time. Even in our electronic world, some clients still enter the wrong information on their calendars or just become sidetracked during their busy day. A handful of clients will end up canceling and rebooking, which may or may not be accommodated by the service provider's schedule. But you know the saying, no show once, shame on you, no show twice, shame on me. This special type of client will book appointments and simply choose not to show up with little to no regard for their service provider. Without clear boundaries and expectations in place, they will continue to be a costly drain on the business. So how do you cut the number of late cancellations and no-shows? Having clear communication in more than one way, more than one time, is the key to solving or at least reducing this no-show problem. Embrace your software's communication tools, including appointment itineraries, appointment confirmations, and reminders by both text and email. I recommend setting up your communication like this. After every appointment is made, have an itinerary automatically emailed out. The email can be customized to include your cancellation policy, things like where to park, what to expect when they arrive. Then have a confirmation email or text message go out 48 hours before their scheduled appointment. This way, if they cancel, you still have time to schedule somebody else in that appointment spot. And finally, send out a reminder text 1 to 3 hours before the appointment to make sure that your client is staying on time. Confirmations are an essential part of a salon's operations. I remember working in a busy salon, and between taking care of the guests, answering incoming calls, meeting the needs of the service providers, it would take all day for the receptionist to get through a whole day's worth of confirmation calls. And half of those calls meant leaving voicemails because they weren't getting an answer. When your salon software allows you to automate your confirmations and reminders, it's going to free up the time that is otherwise spent just sitting on the phone all day. It also allows the client to confirm via a text message and will automatically adjust on your schedule. We all have to admit that cancellations and no-shows involve behaviors that have been both tolerated and permitted. It's easy to look the other way instance after instance, but in the grand scheme of things, you do need to face that you're enabling the behavior and encouraging it to continue. So how do you discourage such behavior? It's simple. Place a value on your time, not just on your service. Taking deposits for your services or at least requiring a credit card on file to book any appointments are both great ways to make sure that your clients respect your time. This practice will financially protect your salon and incentivize your clients to show up for their appointments. If you opt not to take deposits for all of the services, at least consider the option for time-consuming services such as color or extensions, or the ones that have a higher cost to you and your business for all new clients. To take deposits and or enforce a cancellation policy, first you'll want to have a solid set of rules in place. To get you started, we've created a cancellation policy checklist that you can find here. When using Rosy, we show you any pending cancellation charges. Ultimately, this is your business and you should be in control of it. So if you believe your client gave you a valid enough reason for canceling or not showing up, then you get to choose to charge them or not. Next, look for a payment processor that allows a card on file option so that you can both take deposits for services and offer contactless checkout. Whether done for all services or not, deposits can help solidify the value of your team's time and let your clients know that your salon needs to be compensated for the time that's booked, whether they show up or not. You'll find that when there's a financial investment, clients are more likely to respect your time, your pricing, and your business practices. The goal is to reduce this number and keep the revenue in your business. So are you ready to take back the control? You can curb cancellations and no-shows by using automated confirmations and reminders, taking deposits, and enforcing your cancellation policy with a card on file requirement. Go ahead and set up your salon for success using Rosy's integrated payment processing, Rosy Pay. Scan the QR code to learn more.